Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the part 3 of cash management and bank statement import and reconciliation process. So in the part 1 video, I was talking about different file formats accepted by Oracle Fusion Cloud Cash Management, and I had explained about BAI file in detail. And in the second video, I talked about different steps which are prerequisites before we start the bank statement import process. And in the current video, I'll be talking about how to import a bank statement file. So let me get into the details. So there are three main phases of bank statement import process. Of course, all these phases are done by one program, but we need to understand the three different phases which will be kind of executed by that program. So the first phase is a retrieval phase. So in this phase, the bank statement file is retrieved where the file would have been stored on maybe a remote bank server or stored in a local computer. And in the second phase, which is a load phase, the program reads the bank statement file and load the data into the cash management staging tables or the interface tables. And in the third phase, the data is read from the interface table and the data is processed against the functional validations, and then the data is being populated into cash management bank statement base tables. So there are two ways to import a file. One is a manual way and the other one is automated way. So first, let me show you the manual way. So in order to import the file manually, first you need to get the copy of the BAI file via email, or you can download it from bank server. So I have a copy of that particular file, and I need to run this particular program in order to import the file. Load interface file format, that's the name of the program. So go to the schedule process, tools, schedule process. Look for the program load interface file format. Bear with me, this environment is a bit slow today. So using this particular process, we are trying to import a bank statement file. So once you bring up this particular program, then you need to select the particular file from your local folder, and then this particular program will pick the file, read the file, insert the data into the interface table, and then read the data from the interface table against functional validation, and then import the data. If everything goes fine, then import the data into your cache management base tables. Okay, so this is the name of the program. Click on OK, and then here select the import process. So you need to select the appropriate import process depending on the file. So in this case, it's a BA file. So I'll be selecting the process name as process BAI file format. If it's a EDIFACT, then you need to appropriately select the other program. If it's a CAM MT053 file, then you need to select this particular program. So let me select process BAI2 file format bank statements and data file. Upload a new file, select the file from your local folder. So this is a file. Okay. Ensure that the file name do not have any spaces. Click on submit. And let me make a note of the process ID. This is my process ID. Load interface file format. So that particular program internally triggered the next program, which is a transfer file. And then that program is succeeded, and it has internally triggered another program, process BA to format bank statements. So that is succeeded, this is succeeded, and this particular program is also succeeded. So let us check if there are any warnings or errors in the log file. Probably there should not be any errors because it's already completed in success. So, and also I don't think so there'll be any warnings, but let us check. So this is a sample file and this is the log file. Okay, again, it's taking a while to download the file. Okay, so this is the file. Okay, no errors. Okay, now let us go and check if this particular file is imported successfully. So in order to check the file, you need to navigate to your cash management functional area. So cash management, bank statement and reconciliation. So look for the bank statements which are loaded in the last 45 days. Click on this. Yeah. So if you observe here, let me open the my BA file. So this is my BA file. In the BA file, you can see the date is 24th of August. So this is my file. So here you can see under bank statement reconciliation, you have incomplete and complete. So why it is falling under incomplete is basically, this is basically status for automatic reconciliation. So as the file is just important and as we did not do any reconciliation process, it is under incomplete. And once we complete the automatic reconciliation, this will be appearing under your complete tab. Okay, so now it's under incomplete tab. So let me click on this. So here you can see the opening balances. And in my last video, I would explained the significance of this description. So we have created a description for these transaction type codes under cash management lookup. So this is the total credits, total debits. And if you click on this, here you can see the statement lines. So there are 4 lines, 2 receipts and 2 payments. So that is what we can see here. We can see 2 receipts and 2 payments. And if you remember, like in my previous video, I have created some parsing rules so that system will ignore, say in this example, pay RECPT. So it will ignore this and it will read only this in under reconciliation reference. So if you see, observe here, your system has ignored this and read this particular number, which is your payment reference number, and it is copied under your reconciliation reference. Similarly, here RCPT is ignored and this particular number is copied here. And as far as these two things, the records are concerned, there is no prefix and we did not do any, we did not write any your parsing rules for these two transaction codes. And hence you can see that number is populated as is here. Okay, so this is how you import your bank statement file. So let me close this, expand this. Okay, now let me get into the steps required for automatic loading of a file. Say, let us assume like in a real world, you do not download the file manually from the bank server, or you do not get a copy of the file over an email. So you should you should configure certain things within your cash management so that the system will automatically go and fetch the file from the bank server. So what are the setups which you need to do in order to fetch the file from the bank? So the first thing is you need to set up payment system. So the task is manage payment system. So let me close this. Yeah, uh, go back to your setup and maintenance. Remember this particular task a payment system is under a payment functional area, not under cash management. So under financials, so here do not look for cash management, look for payments, and within payments, there is something called, what was the task? It was manage payment system, manage payment system. You should be able to see that somewhere here, manage payment system. Yeah, manage payment system. And try to create a new record here. So I'll just say BAI payment system. That's the name. And then code, I'll ensure that code do not contain any spaces. Processing model is processor. Bank again is an optional. If you want, you can specify the name of the bank from where you are getting the file. And if your bank name is not appearing in the dropdown, then you can just ignore that. And select the checkbox of electronic funds transfer. This is for AR and disbursement, electronic funds transfer and post pay. I don't think so it's required. Just this is enough. But that's when you can check this particular checkbox. That doesn't make any difference. And then format. What kind of file are we actually importing, whether it's a BA file or Edifact or some other format. So depending on that, select the file format. So it's a BA file, and then transmission protocol. So the transmission protocol should be this one, secure file transfer retrieval protocol for static file names. And that's it. And the other things are not required. So this is the first step, which is set up payment system, save and close. And the second step is set up payment transmission configuration. So the task name is manage transmission configurations. Manage transmission configuration. So this should be under cash management. Manage transmission configurations. Sorry, even this is under payments. So I need to mention that. This is under payment functional area. Payment transmissions configurations. And here select the protocol as secure file transfer protocol static file names, and then click on create. And then in the configuration, you can specify this is a configuration for BA file transfer. File transfer transmission config, some meaningful name, today's date, and SFTP server name. So you need to get these details from your bank. So maybe I'll just say www.bankofamerica.com. SFTP username. Obviously, you need to get that username from bank. So I'll just say something. SFTP account password. Again, you need to get that from the bank. Remote file name. So what exactly is the file naming convention? So if I have taken two examples, like if you have the file naming convention, something like this, like BAI underscore BOFA underscore your date timestamp dot txt, then you should in your remote file name use this one, BAI dot BAI star dot text. If your file name contains a dot in between, so and if your file name is something like this, wherein your up to here it's a constant, so then your file naming can be something like this, BAI dot BOFA dot ABC1234 dot. So this is not constant, this is not constant. So in those cases, you can just use stars there, and then remember that you need to put dot txt at the end. So this can be your file name depending on how you get the file name from your bank. Okay, and then If it is not encrypted, then obviously you not get into this stuff. If it is an encrypted, yes, you need to specify your private key and other stuff. So I'm not getting into those details. Remote file directory. So what is the file directory on the bank server? So it could be slash outbound slash BAI. So that's, I'm assuming that's the folder structure on the bank server. Okay. And then again, I'm not getting into this client private key password, local file directory. So local file directory, again, this is mandatory. So you can just use slash tmp for all the SaaS, Oracle, Fusion Cloud clients. We can use slash temp. And once you enter all these details, if these details are right, click on test, and you should be able to see a pop-up message saying that connection is successful if these details are right. Obviously, in this particular case, I should get a failure message because I did not enter a proper SFTP account username and password and proper SFTP server name. So I should be getting a failure error message here. Again, as I said, the environment is a little bit slow. It's taking a while to pop up that message. Yeah, the test attempt failed, which is expected because I did not enter a proper detail. So in your live environment, once you enter these details and once you get that failure error message, you need to again double check with your bank if they have provided you proper server name, account username, and password. These three are very critical. And the other details which you need to enter is your remote file name, remote directory, local directory, and all other details are optional. So that is your second step. And the third step is, as you have already completed setting up of your payment system, your transmission configurations. The third step would be run the ESA job, process electronic bank statement. That's the name of the program. So let me say save and close. I mean, you will be able to save your configurations even though the text connection is not success. So if you click on search, then you should be able to see the configurations, whatever you have created. Okay, go back to this. Go to the tools, schedule process. Sorry. And the name of the program is Process Electronic Bank Statement. So once you open up this particular program, you need to enter certain parameters, and the parameters would be your payment system name and your transmission configuration, whatever you have set up just now. So that's how this particular program understand to use that transmission, your system and transmission configuration in order to fetch the file from the Bank of America. Or sorry, I mean, in my example, it's the Bank of America, but it's actually from the actual bank. Okay, click on OK. So payment system name, whatever we have created just now should be appearing here in the dropdown. Yeah, this is the one which we have created, BAI payment system. And transmission configuration. So whatever we have created just now, so this is the transmission configuration. And the format, which file, BAI file, right? So, and all your file path and other things are kind of optional. So now I can click on submit, and in this case, definitely this particular program will not work. The reason being, I mean, I did not enter any proper your bank server SFTP username and password details. And once you click on submit, based on the details what I mentioned in transmission configuration, this particular program is going to use that SFTP server name, username, and password. Go and fetch the file from the bank, and again follow the same process. Read the file, load the data into the interface table, and then process the data in the interface table against the function validations, and then import the data into your base tables. I mean, definitely this being a testing environment, I cannot show you these particular steps, but definitely this is the last step involved in loading of a file from bank automatically. And the last slide is about common issues for BA to file. So some of the common issues are basically file name contains spaces. So if the file name contains spaces, when you try to run the import process will not accept that. It will throw an error. File name should never contain spaces. And the second one is sometimes your program will complete in warning, especially if the opening balance is not matching with the closing balance of the last statement, right? So let us assume we have imported a file successfully yesterday, and yesterday's closing balance is say $100,000 for a bank account, and today for the same bank account, if I run an import process, ideally the opening balance should be $100,000. If for some reason opening balance is not $100,000, then the bank statement input process will still be kind of it doesn't go into error. You'll be able to import the bank statement, but in the log file, you'll be able to see a kind of a warning message saying that your opening balance of today's statement is not matching with the closing balance of the previous day. And a couple of other errors are basically file do not contain trailer records, control total in trailer records do not match. Again, if there are any issues within the file, basically you open the file. Yeah, if there are issues with the control totals or trailer records are not existing in the file. I mean, in a real world, generally you should not be facing much of these issues because uh, banks would be sending a proper BA file. But just in case if you face those issues, then you'll not be even if there are issues with your trailer or control total, then probably your bank statement import file will complete in error and you'll not be able to import the file successfully. Okay, so that's it about manual and automatic import of bank statement file. And in my next video, which will be the last video for this topic, I'll be showing the steps involved in automatic reconciliation process. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.